Now this is the part where we're going into uncharted waters. How do they want to be treated by us? We definitely never find out from them how they want to be treated by us. This is probably the most important piece of the respect agreement, because now we're actually figuring out, they're telling us how they want to be treated. Because respect goes both ways. The respect doesn't work that only the student has to respect the teacher. We need to respect them too. And so one of the first things we want to do is we need to ask them within the circle is, what bothers you about how adults treat you? That's probably the way I would go with it, because if I say, what bothers you about how I treat you, especially if you have a relationship with them already and you have some, like we're in October now, right? So if you ask them, what bothers you about how I treat you? You're opening yourself up to something you may not be prepared for. And not that you shouldn't open yourself up, but let's be honest, we're all human. There's only so much that we can take at times, right? And so it's hard to hear when you're not perfect. That's generally what happens with people. Like sometimes hearing information that is true, but because let's be honest, if they feel that way, it's their truth. We can't tell them what their truth is. And so it's hard to take in and receive that kind of information. So we need to just ask them, and it doesn't have to be specific to you, what bothers you about how adults treat you? You're going to get the same information from them anyway by asking them that question. But you also need to make sure you find out, why does that bother you? Why does it bother you that adults treat you that way? That's another piece that you definitely have to find out. You need to have context as to why they are saying that. So if a student says, I don't like adults when they get in my face, that's a very important thing to know why. You need to know why students don't want adults in their face. You need to understand this. Like, that may be for your safety, that you understand why this student doesn't want adults in their face. You also, like if a student says, don't yell at me, you need to know why, because you don't know why that student is making the statement of don't yell at me. There could be something that's going on at home, and whenever they get in trouble, like they might be the middle child, because you know we have the middle child syndrome, and then they always feel like they're getting blamed for everything, and they feel they get yelled at about everything, and so you're taking them back to a place that they don't want to be, because they look at school potentially as their safe haven. And so when they come to school and the same things that are happening at home are happening at school, that takes them to a different place, and that may be why they're acting out. So it's great. It's always important to get the context of why with your students. Once they've all had a chance to share what bothers them, how they've been treated, how they're treated by adults and why, then you ask them, how do you want to be treated by me? And why?